There we go. Hi YouTube and everyone watching on stream. This is taking way too long, but me and Ethan. Hi Ethan.
Hi.
You want to watch some Blood Bowl?
Yeah.
Good. Because we're casting the Brutal Bowl Season 1 finals between Satinel and the guy I keep never remembering how to pronounce the nickname. Xianaria. Something. Something like that. It's like it always is. It's Dorfs versus something else.
I hate dwarfs.
Fucking dwarfs. Well, it's Dwarfs versus Orcs. So no one's gonna get knocked off the pitch ever.
Classic grudge match.
Yeah. Do you want to get this game going?
Yeah.
Let's do a quick countdown then. I'm gonna press resume in 3, 2, 1, now. There we go. Let's get some G's and some N's up in this thing. I think I'm going to go with the numbers. Ethan, since you hate orcs so much, I mean dwarves, how about you introduce the orc team?
Okay, the orc team. They're pretty good. He's got blitzers with tackle and guard, dodge mighty blow, tackle mighty blow. One of them +2 in agility.
Yep, that's number 5 over here. +2 agility. That's really fun on an orc team.
And then he's got 3. No, he's got 4 black orcs, but only 3 have skills. Dodge, block, and block guard. Dodge on the black orcs really good.
Yeah, that's fun. It's right here.
And then he's got a troll and a goblin with nothing.
Yeah.
And
having
the
a
line orc, the like block, whatever. Yeah.
Having a troll is actually kind of like you don't only see that on an orc team, so it's fun that it has one. Hasn't done much, no SPP, so it might be a late acquisition. On Satinel's Dwarf teams, on the other hand, Cats and Shipages, I don't like whatever could that be? Like I don't understand what that's a reference to.
Don't know.
Two Troll Slayers, nothing.
Nothing. They've got done anything.
4 SPP each. Other than that, nothing at all. And then we have 2. Runners with one with block, fend, and kick, and one with plus movement and something else. So let's find him because it's not showing on plus movement and block. So that's a really fast runner on the dwarf side. What else do we have? We've got 2 blitzers, guard on both of them, and then stripple on one and dodge on the other. And then we have a bunch of blockers. They don't have much, actually. 2 of them have guard, and one of them has a guard mighty blow. And then we have a dodge blocker, but other than that...
Yeah. We've only got 3 guards on this dwarf team, so it's not horrendous.
No. And I forgot to check the team value as we loaded in. So
10.
Yeah, something like that. So we are not entirely sure, or rather, I'm not entirely sure if there are any inducements at play here yet, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. The orcs do have a goblin sack, which hasn't done anything, so that's also fun. And I am gonna take a quick Alt-Tab out so I can get this chat open again, so I know what's going on. Okay, yeah, so I predicted this to be a bit of a punch-up. People getting pushed back and forth. Both teams have, like, almost everyone, as far as I can tell, have block. Like the Troll Slayers start with block, of course. The runners don't, but they both have block too, and the blitzers, of course, have block. So everyone on the dwarfs should have block, and that's a quick snap, by the way. So everyone on the attacking team gets to move 1 square, whereas on the orc side, let's see, who doesn't have block here? Well, there's one of the black orcs, and he has dodge instead, which is not fun going up against dwarfs. And then so 2 of the black orcs are missing block, and one of the line orcs, I think. And then, of course, the troll and the goblin.
Just troll and a goblin.
Yep.
They're a comedy double act. And that's why they're here.
Alright, let's see. Oh, damn! That goblin's just like snatch. I'm gonna grab that. Do we have any extra players? Yes. Dwarves have 1 extra blocker. And the The Orcs have an extra lineman with block.
Yeah,
so
that's weird.
Yeah, so that means that's let's see. That's Stuart Bloom out. Where do we have the other line Orc? He's right here. Will Wheaton, and he does not have block, so I guess they're saving some of the blocks, or it might have been a mistake.
Yeah, or maybe it was the bug where he just disappeared. He didn't exist anymore. Yeah. Like there's maybe he messed up. Maybe Cyanide messed up.
We'll never know unless we ask him. But we're not going to do that because what type of professional Blood Bowl caster would we be then?
A really big one with 2 heads.
Exactly. Okay, so good start for the Orcs using their superior strength to get rid of the LOS and even stunning one of the blockers.
Yeah, man, that's not even easy.
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, the Dwarfs, for all their skills, there's not much guard. And I mean, there's not much guard on the Orc team either, but the Orc team has 4 players with strength 4 and 1 with strength 5, so like they don't need guard as much. That said, though, the Dwarfs, of course, have 2 Dauntless pieces, Dauntless and Frenzy, so...
Apparently, Cyanide wouldn't let him remove the Goblin.
Oh.
He wanted all the Orcs, but they forced him to have the Goblin.
They just love Goblins. Well, it's, I mean, on a final, you want to have the dudes that are best for the team, but the Goblins does have at least some advantages.
You can pick him up and throw him.
Yeah.
Dwarves can't run after a thrown Goblin.
But it seems like we're going to get a handoff here to Sheldork, the thrower. And that worked just fine.
He's Sheldork because he's sheltered within the cage, and also he goes Bazoopo or whatever.
That sounds good.
I really like the name and gimmick for cats and Shipages, by the way.
Yes, me too.
I don't know if I'd say Han Solo was a captain, though. That seems a bit far. Look at this, blocking everywhere, and now that guy's gonna get surfed.
Well, Han Solo has his own
no,
ship.
He's just gonna fall down instead. Yeah, he's got his own ship, but...
So, aren't you the captain of a spaceship? He's clearly more than the pilot.
I think he's the current owner and occupant.
Okay, so that's a pretty sturdy Orc cage and some actually, like, not scary Orcs here in the front, but at least something they have to deal with. Remember that there is number 5 here, the Orc Blitzer Wolowitz, has +2 agility. So he can run wherever the heck he wants. And both teams have an adequate amount of rerolls too. Considering they are not going to dodge much, I think there will be rerolls left if this Blitzer needs to do some sick dodging later on. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. It seems like they are more interested in covering the front attack here rather than going for the cage, and that's, well, I mean, they can't really get into this cage. I mean, the Troll Slayers can, of course, but it's going to be... Actually, this Troll Slayer can frenzy the Leslie Winkle. So Troll Slayer number... Oh, no, he can't because that Troll Slayer's already moved. Maybe they... Oh, and here comes the Blitz. It's a push and an attacker down, so that's not good enough. And that's a Blitzer with armor value reduction. Not something you... I'm not sure you'd keep that around, but then again, guard tackle's really good, and the armor reduction might have been late in the playoffs, in which case, yeah, you'd probably keep him around.
He's got that lovely dodge. He's got that lovely dodge, but unfortunately he's against Dwarves. And they hate that skill.
Yeah, they're like, no, no. It's because they got tiny legs. So basically some type of 2-tier screen here, where some Orcs at the bottom and then some in the middle, cutting off the bigger cage from the frontal attack. This is pretty smart, because dwarves, as we know, are not fast, so if they let the orcs get in front of them, they can't actually catch up if they make a break for it, so they have to stay between the orcs and the end zone. And Kane in chat points out that Han Solo managed to become a general in the Rebel Alliance, so actually higher rank than a captain. I'm not sure that means you've ever had to have been a captain, or if you're a general now, buddy.
I just feel that saying he's a captain, just nah.
Yeah.
Just nah.
Oh. Very, very nice. KO, Dwarf.
Good. And it was Captain Planet. Weird,
That's one of my favorite.
weird green guy.
Can't believe it's happened. So, the orcs managed to move one square forward with their, I was going to say rock solid crew, but orc cage. It's pretty rock solid, though. Like, they're missing a piece in the top right, but they don't really need it, because the dwarfs, well, they're slow. We'll cover this. Holy moly, they're slow. And pushing defender down on Cats and Jack Sparrow. I think we can all agree that he was a captain of some kind.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Otherwise, that would have been slightly awkward.
Even if his boat was at the bottom of the sea.
Yeah. Well, it's been at the bottom of the sea several times, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's got several ships at the bottom of several seas.
He's not really a good captain.
No.
If you're looking for a captain that doesn't sink his ships. Okay, let's see what's happening here. The orcs are trying to knock down some dwarves. I'm not sure they are... Like, they've moved the cage already, so it seems like they're mostly doing some... Trying to get some more dwarves out of the way. Unfortunately, dwarves are pretty sturdy.
KOing dwarves is hard.
Mm-hmm. Because they got that thick skull.
Yeah, you gotta, like, drop them really hard on the head.
They're hard cases. Well, their helmets are. I wonder if they're actually got really thick skulls, or if it's just because everyone always wears a helmet.
I think they've got thick skulls relative to their brains. They've got tiny little brains where it's all destroyed from the alcohol, all the drinking that they do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're permanently slightly drunk. And you're basically invincible when you're drunk.
That's true.
Like, you're very difficult to hurt.
If I learned anything from watching Jackie Chan's The Drunken Master, it's that you fight better drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. A blitz on Hofstadter Hulk. And he actually manages to bring him down. Let's see if anything happens. Nope, did not manage to break armor. Even though this guy has lower armor.
And he's got my book like it's easy, but you know what they say, armor value 8. It's better than 7.
That's what they say. It's like armor value 8. It's like tin foil. It's okay to wrap food up in, but maybe don't eat it.
Yeah, don't eat it.
So you should probably avoid.
Don't put it in your mouth and bite it.
No, it's bad.
Do you know why that's bad?
Because it's tin foil.
Because
You'll get tin foil poisoning.
no, it forces the fluid on your teeth, like your spit, to be really thin, and it creates an electric charge. It can zap your teeth, and you go, "Ah!" And that's why it's really awful when you bite tin foil.
Someone quickly bite tin foil.
It's awful. you need fillings, but it's like two metal surfaces and a little bit of like messed up fluid. Well, don't do it. Don't bite the foil. You get zapped.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Or do.
But do it at a party when you're slightly drunk. Or a lot drunk. Tell everyone you've heard about it on the internet. And no one will wonder what's up. I really want someone to bite tinfoil.
Come back and be like, it's true.
So we can go, told you not to do it. This was a pretty decent turn for the Dwarfs, actually. They managed to knock down most of the Orcs again here in front line. Haven't done much towards the cage here, though. Then again, there isn't really that much they can do. The good thing is that they're tying up some of the black orcs here, meaning they probably can't move, and the cage might actually thin out some more. We'll see what the orcs do here. Oh, well, it's the classic, I am not going to block with a troll because the troll's a fucking idiot play. Yeah. He might actually just run down here into the middle and just be like, hi, I'm a big fat troll.
Yeah, it's like, hi, you gotta get through me, buddies. Like, the dwarves, not going to be brilliant at breaking the cage, but no. The orcs got us like very slowly push up.
I push both down. Unfortunately, number 6, Penny, does not have blocks, so it's going to be a push instead. Once again, we'll probably see the cage move one step forward.
Well, one step at a time.
Mm-hmm. You don't wanna rush things when it comes to Blood Bowl. Unless it's turn 15, in which case, yes, you want to rush things. But we're currently on turn 3, so. And now everyone's pointing out captain plot holes, I guess.
He's a captain. Jack Sparrow's a captain. It's the spirit of the thing.
On a totally unrelated note, I made a cat cam today.
Ooh.
Yeah, so now I can put Thursday up on stream whenever I want, assuming she's actually playing ball.
I saw her in the box.
Yeah.
On the Twitter. So if you're watching this on YouTube later, look at the Twitter.
Or
see a cat in a box.
Just look at this. Ah, well, Thursday, you're not in the. Okay, she's not playing ball. She just went to the upper shelf where you only see her paws. Isn't that right? Yeah. Don't look at me like that. Okay, so not much left of the orc cage right now. They have managed to make a pretty solid line though down the right-hand side of the dwarf pitch. So they might actually not need that much of a screen. They're going to try and rely on the fact that they're strong orcs and the dwarfs don't have that much guard. I'm not sure this is the best move because they should be able to get rid of number 2 that's holding back the Troll Slayer. And even just basing the thrower is going to be difficult for the orcs to deal with, especially if they can get 1 or 2 pieces to do it.
Look at all these bodies in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
They all need smashing.
Yeah.
Both sides. But preferably the dwarves first.
Why do people stop having soft colors, people? Light blue and grey. Go for red and black from now on. Or something.
A nice strong yellow and black. That's the team colours.
Yep. Okay. The orcs are done with their turn. And the dwarves are now just going to try and wreck shit, I guess. Which... we do have both the runners here, and they do have agility 3, so they might very well try and dodge out. They still have all the rerolls, and if they do that, they can probably get a blitz on the ball carrier, actually. I'm not sure it's going to be, like, the bestest blitz ever, but it's possible. Cats and Hand Pritcher here can do it with some assist from Cats and Han Solo. Okay, Satinel claims that he had dark blue for color, and it may very well be that I'm using a different color set or something like that. So, I guess we can't blame the players or the coaches. However, damn, Copper Crush gets a fractured arm, missed next game, and Apo to dead. That means the Orcs are down a Dodge Mighty Blow Blitzer, and he's not coming back.
See, he's got this broken arm, but what if I do this? And then he jabs the sticky out bone in his eye and kills him. He's like,
guys, I fixed him. I made him dead. I mean, better. I mean,
he's not in pain anymore. He's not complaining about the broken arm.
Oh, and that's a nice chain push to get an assist for the Troll Slayer here. And that's a defender stumbles into a push. That's things are looking up for the Dorfs here. They might actually get a blitz on the ball carrier. They still need to get rid of Wolowitz, the the agility 5 blitzer, who's currently stopping 3.
Actually impossible to get rid of.
Well, they might try here with Cats and Horatio Hornblower. No, they're trying with Cats and Han Solo, and it works. Push defender stumbles. Wolowitz goes down. And that's a follow-up, too. I'm not sure I understand what's going on here, because I thought they were going to try and get a blitz on the ball carrier, and right now I don't see how they can do that. Well, actually, oh, never mind. There is a... Oh, are they going to go for the foul instead? They might. They might feel like it's time to hurt the Orcs while they can.
Yeah, stick the boot in.
But to do that, they actually have to... Here we go. And that's a ballsy play. A 1-die block on the Black Orc here. But it does free up Cats and Marvel to go for the 1-die block if he wants to, rather than trying to foul the Agility 5 Blitzer. It's probably the better play. Yeah, here we go.
Here we go.
And that's a defender down. Damn. Very nice. Unfortunately for the Dwarfs, they are out of players. So... and the Orcs are out of Sheldork, no longer on the pitch.
Good.
No thrower here. Let's see, do they have... There is... I was going to say there is a Black Orc somewhere around here, but there isn't. There is a Agility 5 Orc here, though. He's unfortunately too far away, so he can't get to the... can't get to the ball, but the Orcs should at least be able to put some tackle zones on this ball. I think most of the Blood Bowl apothecaries practice the healing arts of making sure something else hurts more. So there you go. Well, my leg hurts. Well, how about I cut your arm off? And Kender points out a very odd fact about the current denizens of the stream chat. So many naval bureaucrats.
It's the spirit of the thing. He's a captain and the other guy's not a captain. And if you don't get it, then I'm the captain, please. All right. And I'll say if they are or not. It's easy. It's
well,
awful dwarf just getting shoved around with his fancy hat.
Yeah. Let's have a quick look at the current injuries. The Dwarfs have one blocker that's been KO'd, whereas the Orcs have one fractured arm blitzer and one KO'd thrower. They both have a spare, but unless this thrower comes back, the Orcs are only going to have 10 dudes. Oh! That's Bernadette trying to pick the ball up and actually manages to do it. They only have... Bernadette only has agility 5. I mean, agility 2, so picks it up on a 4+. Basically a Khemri thrower. And that goblin did not want to stand next to that orc. And that's a runner, so the goblin can actually dodge away. No tackle on the runners. Okay, let's see what the Dwarfs do this time. They managed a blitz on the ball carrier last turn and actually knocked the ball loose, but now it's being held by a Black Orc, and there's a troll and even more Black Orcs around. And the Dwarfs are kind of tied up by some blitzers here in the middle.
This stupid Black Orc. This stupid wall.
I can't believe you're this angry at Black Orcs. I thought you were. I thought you'd found a common enemy in the Dwarfs.
Yeah, but it's so hard for him to get to the end.
Oh, he's got dodge.
Yeah, against dwarves.
6.
He's basically a 0 SPP Black Orc right now. With a ball.
Yeah. Well.
At least he's strong, I guess.
Yeah. He should be able to blitz forward. If he has to. And the Dwarfs don't have to worry about outrunning him. Because... Oh! That's a failed GFI, but re-rolled. From Kirk. And that is not a guard blocker, so that guy does not give an assist, he's just taking them away. And I think that Wolowitz might actually be in for another beating. The Dwarfs just can't get enough from just blocking, being a real jerk to him. They have the Troll Slayer here that might go for a frenzy and get some blocks in because, well... And then if they... Nope. Okay, so going for Cats and Han Solo instead. And that's... Ooh, ooh. That's another stun. Once again, he is kind of surrounded. And here we go. That's 2 dice against. Not good enough. However, it is going to push him forward towards the Cats and Marvel that might actually go for another pot shot at this. If possible. We'll see. Oh!
Yeah,
right, strip ball.
Yeah, he's the stripping ball one.
I totally missed that, I'm sorry. So now the ball is once again loose. And defender down on the Black Orc that just held the ball. I don't think the Orcs are very pleased about that. But Cats and Shipages, they really love clearing these balls from the Orcs. Stinky green hands. And here comes Frenzy, and that's defender down, defender stumbles. So that's a KO on the minus armor value Orc. So we're down with 2 KOs and one actual casualty. Now the Orcs should still be able to get some, well, at least Black Orcs next to the ball. But most of their blitzers are down on the ground. And they actually blitz Cats and Horatio McAllister. I guess they're hoping to get rid of him and then maybe move the troll over and have a nice block with Amy Fafa Fowler. Pushed attacker down. That's just going to remove Cats and Kirks, but it's not going to hurt them much. The Dwarfs are doing a really good job so far and getting some of the luckier, or rather better rolls. Oh, pushing him into the troll. I didn't expect that. Oh, that's an attacker down and both down. That's not good enough Are they going to re-roll this or just leave it as it is? Leaving it as it is. That means I don't see how... Attacker down, both down for the troll as well. This is a pretty disastrous turn for the orcs. Where are all the orcs? Speaking of orcs.
Well, 2 of them are KO'd.
Yeah,
one of them's missing next game.
Yeah, so there's only 8 orcs on the pitch right now. There's a goblin here in the back that might actually need to try and run over and do some stuff. Because I'm not sure what the orcs can do other than try and break some armor and get rid of some dwarfs here. Right now it's looking kind of grim. Or just wait until Wolowitz gets back up and then just run in and pick it up. That's also an option.
I'm just thinking, if the dwarves want to score this drive, they got to get a move on too with this plus movement guy.
And there we go. Cats in Hand Pritcher picks it up. And he is plus movement, but this is turn 5, so only 3 turns left out of this, which means he has to make a pretty straight run for it. The orc side of the pitch is, if I remember correctly, 13 square deep. So
yeah,
that's...
he can. He can make it without going for it if he goes in a straight line.
Yeah. So he's 20 squares away right now from the end zone, but there are some big black orcs in the way. And he might have to run diagonally or something like that. The ball seems pretty safe among the dwarfs, though. We might be able to see a black orc actually get in here. But right now they are just clearing them out,
just
removing them
down.
Yeah, not allowed to stay on the pitch. Everyone. Actually, speaking of not being allowed to stay on the pitch, currently. They need to remember that Wolowitz is here. Because, yeah, he's knocked down, but he's going to have 3 movement when he comes back up. And he's agility 5. He doesn't care about this tackle zone. This is going to be a 2+2+, and then a possible blitz on the ball carrier. And I'm not sure... Oh, and that's the goblin gone.
Well, you didn't want him on this drive anyway.
It's true. Yeah, so the Dwarves are holding on to the ball and clearing out the orcs now. I honestly didn't expect this many orcs to be knocked out, considering the Dwarves actually don't have that much mighty blow. But they've just been getting the good exchanges. More of all, they've been getting a lot of blocks done. Whereas the orcs have been kind of busy trying to score.
There's this black orc with block and guard over here, but he's on his own.
Yeah. It's very unfortunate for Leslie Winkle being stuck with Cats and Bucky O'Hare. To be fair, one of the shittier captains on Cats and Shipages. But here we go. Payback.
Finally.
A fractured arm back. Which is instantly Apple to badly hurt. So Cats and Marvel is going to be back in the next drive. But that's the Dodge Black Orc. Don't mess with the Dodge Black Orc. And here comes the troll.
Hi.
Just going to stand here and do some stink.
Boo.
Unfortunately, troll's not stinky.
No, it's the Yeti, but they're like their type of troll, aren't they? A big old hairy troll.
Yep. It's going to be interesting to see what Big Bang Theory does next. I hope we get to see a blitz on the ball carrier. I'd be very surprised if we didn't. But he might want to try and play it safer. No, okay. That's one GFI done. Didn't have to reroll for it. He might just leave it like that because he's not going to be able to make this a 2-die block.
Oh.
The best he can do, because every orc if the Orc wants to get an assist, then he's going to have to block from a side where the Dwarfs are getting an assist. So, and the Dwarfs have a guard. So we might see Leslie Winkle do a block here first, though, because why not? Yep. Oh, a blitz. What the? Why is this happening?
Let's find out.
I'm kind of surprised about this. Granted, a one-die block on the ball carrier that on a ball carrier that has block is kind of unlikely to succeed. It's a 5+ roll, but he'd be blocked into 2 Black Orcs and a troll.
And that guy is now just standing in 2 guards.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Wallowitz would have been better, personally.
And that, here comes the failed GFI, rerolled and successful. Okay. So, Cats and Hand Pritcher now in 3 tackle zones. I would say they can't remove the troll. I'd be very surprised if they do. They should be able to remove... let's see, can they actually remove... Well, I'm not going to say that the Orcs have stabilized, but hey, they managed to remove a Dwarf from the pitch.
Yeah, it's only temporarily, but he's gone.
Yeah, and all of them are actually standing up this drive and close to the ball where they want to be.
See, this runner needs to get a move on if he's going to score.
And he needs to run kind of straight too. It is, let's see, how much guard is there up here? There's only 2 guards, number 5 and number 6. Cats and Horatio Hornblower and Cats and Horatio McAllister. We also have guard on Cats and Ahab, but Cats and Ahab can't actually move right now because he's in a tackle zone from Will Wheaton. So the Troll Slayers here might have to do some Dauntless and try and get rid of the Black Orcs. Unfortunately, well, actually, no, that's totally fine. Cats and Jack Harkness might want to try and block Amy Fafa Fowler because he can then frenzy push the Black Orc onto the runner and possibly push the runner free. But that pushes the runner back 1, which of course is not what Cats and Shipages want. They want the runner to go run forward. Oh, and that's a failed GFI on the blitz. Reroll works, and that's both down, defender down. That Black Orc is no longer standing. And this might very well clear a path. Moving Cats and Horatio Hornblower down, he has guard 2, so it's possible to use him to get rid of Will Wheaton. That's a defender stumbles and a both down. He's probably going to go for the defender stumbles here to push Will Wheaton back, I would assume. Yep, there we go. And now I guess what we need is, well, I was going to say a blitz, but the blitzers are all done. And this is still going to be tricky. Like, here we go. Dauntless does work on the first blocking, knocks down Amy Fafa Fowler. Cats and Horatio Hornblower is no longer in a tackle zone, so he can move out of the way, and then we might see a dodge here. Yep. And if this succeeds, it's going to be slightly tricky for the Orcs. They do still have Wallowitz, but Wallowitz only has 6 movements. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So can do...
This guy can make it with a going for it on turn, like turn 7 or 8.
So now we need to see if the Orcs can respond somehow. Let's see how many Orcs do we have left. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that all? Well, there's 5 here. So there should be 7 then, because they've got 12. Oh, there's a... Nope, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I didn't count the troll. Because he's useless.
He's not an orc.
Yeah, also true. What they could have done, of course, is they could have surfed some dudes, but maybe they don't want to do that. I don't know why they wouldn't. Oh, oh, Defender stumbles. We might actually see an orc push to freedom here. If they push him back here, then he can run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or do that, which is going to be a 4+ dodge, but there is a reroll. 1, 2, 3. Might want to run Wolowitz down here first, though, just to give an assist, because this dude's got guard. So far, we haven't seen much of Wolowitz's amazing +5 agility, but I'm sure we'll see some of it at some point. Otherwise, someone's going to get really sad. That someone's me. Okay, here we go. And the second dodge failed, but re-rolled. And, a 1 on the first GFI. That's unfortunate. And it does mean, as far as I can tell, that the Dorfs should be running away with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No, you can make it.
Yeah, and no orcs can actually catch him.
He did it. He did it.
That shitty tiny dude just ran away from some green orcs.
If he didn't have plus movement, wouldn't have done it.
Nope. So we'll see. We'll probably see some more orcs being smashed into the ground here. Because apparently dwarves love doing that.
So it's time for orcs to just put the knuckles on the dwarves.
Yep. Let's see if they can. They really need some injuries right now. There is only 1 KO in the dwarf team, and no casualties. They need to get, first of all, they need to get the guys back, and they need to get some dwarfs out if they want to have a shot at equalizing and then possibly scoring. Since this is a final, it should go into overtime if it's tied at the end of turn 16. But right now, it's looking really good for the dwarfs. Okay, more defender stumbles, which works. Oh, that's another one KO'd. Yeah. This is not what you want to see if you're the Orc team, and I don't think it's what they expected going in either. Like, I think when you're playing Orcs versus Dwarfs, you're kind of thinking, well, let's push each other back and forth a bunch because no one's going to get knocked out of this thing. Well, the troll has a block. There we go. Defender stumbles. Defender down. Go, troll. Go. Kill that stinky dwarf.
Go on, beat him up.
Do it. What are you waiting for? Nope.
Well,
Denied.
this awful jaw-swearing dwarf lives to slay another day.
I can't believe this bullshit is happening. Defender stumbles defender down. That's also knock down and offend. That's sad. I'm just gonna pet Thursday while we're watching these poor orcs get mutilated. I'm not even sure there's anything left they can do at this point. Well, I guess what they can do is just stand up and be juicy targets for the dwarves, hoping that they will just go, before I score, I'm going to block a dwarf and then get dub skulls. No, quad skulls. That's what they need. And I guess that's what they're doing. Let's see if the dwarves are here to play or just playing it safe.
You gotta walk him in.
Well, it looks like they're here to play because we're getting them pushed both down.
And he's got a reroll.
And here comes more blocks. Damn, salty. That's a push both down and block coming into effect again. Let's see, are there any more blocks they can do right here?
They can block the ball into the end zone.
That's what they could do. It's not what they're going to do, though. Oops. Whoops. Here we go. Sorry about this camera action. I'm just typing in chat. Oh, that dwarf's so happy.
He's not.
Nope. It's mostly slightly drunk. And we talked about being drunk earlier. Glug, glug, glug. And that's halftime. Let's see what the orcs can do on defense. Oh, and to add insult to injury, the dwarf blocker comes back. That was KO'd.
All the dwarves are here.
How about the orcs? No. But hey, half of them are here, which is kind of what you expected.
Statistically.
Exactly.
It's exactly as expected.
Mm-hmm. And that means there are currently 9? Yes. 9 orcs to defend against 11 dwarfs.
I can't believe the goblin didn't even get up.
Yeah, lazy goblin. But hey, maybe that now that the lineman with block is here, we might actually see some proper action. Because that was clearly what the orcs were missing last half. Okay, so it's going to be interesting to see how Cats and Shipages decide to set this up. Now, they don't actually have to score this half. All they have to do is make sure that the orcs don't score. So they could, if they wanted to, just stand in a big-ass cage and then just punch people.
Just get into a big ruckus.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Ruckus has worked out really well for them so far. And while the Orcs do have the strength advantage, that's all I can say about that at this point in time.
Come on, Orcs, you can do it.
Yeah. Let's say what they need, which is essentially what every team that's going into the second half kicking while being down a touchdown is a blitz. Get a blitz, kick it short, steal the ball, win the game. Remember, they still, at least I think they do. Yeah, they still have their +2 agility blitzer. Maybe he'll get to do something this half, because in the first half, he spent most of the time on the floor. Or at least not dodging, doing agility-based things. High kick, that is not what you want to see against a slow-ass team as the Dorfs. Giving them some extra movement just to get to the ball. And then catching it. Ugh. But here we go. There's a lot of strength on the LOS right now for the Orcs. Let's see, how much guard does the Dwarfs have? They have enough. They should be able to get rid of some of these. That's a push defender stumbles, and that means Leslie... Nope, that... Oh, wow. That's a start. Going for the weakest link. Still... up for the Orcs. Hofstadter Hulk with only armor value 8 gets taken down the first thing that happens in the second half. That's a great start for the Dorfs. And now it's 8 versus 11. And that's another Black Orc down. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here, though, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Currently, the Agility 5 Orc can pretty easily get over to where the Bolt Carrier is, so the Bolt Carrier needs to go somewhere. And I am going to kind of assume that it's going to be somewhere here in the middle. He might actually...
I think the ball's going to go somewhere here where it says touchdown.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty ballsy prediction.
That's where I think the ball's going to go.
Considering it's almost like 20 squares away.
Well, not this turn.
Well, it's 18.
I'm doing its ultimate destination.
Oh, I see. Would you be so daring to say which end zone where it says touchdown you're talking about, or
no?
Okay,
that's the trick. That's how I keep my prediction success rate so high.
I see. Okay, so there we go. Making sure that the +5, the agility 5 blitzer is not going to get in there, putting some extra pieces in front of the cage so that the only place where he can dodge in is going to be into 4 tackle zones. Something that even an agility 5 blitzer really can't do. But on the other hand, having so many Dorfs in the back has opened up both the LOS and the left-hand side here to be more even when it comes to players. And the Orcs actually even have 3 free players here that they can, well, do whatever the fuck they want when. And that's a both down on the troll. That's... Oh. It's at this point you decide to facepalm a bit and then just go home. Because Nuffles decided that you're not allowed to play today. Or at least not that turn. Ah, that's a horrible feeling. Where like, I have a play. No, not allowed to do it.
Not even allowed to do one step of the play.
Very okay, it's great for the orcs. I mean, it's great for the dwarves. I just really feel for the orcs now. Oh, that's not what you want. I'm having flashbacks to worst place, and the chaos, they keep coming. I guess there's nothing the orcs can do today. Only 7 orcs left on the pitch. These dwarves are taking no prisoners. Because they're sending all their KO'd players to the team they actually belong to, rather than taking them down into some jungle or mineshaft. But finally, a dub skull marks the end of the dwarf's turn, and I guess the poor greenskins get to do something, maybe, possibly.
Well, they got these guys on the right who aren't tied up.
Yeah. And
but what are they going to do against this jacked up flying V formation cage?
And of course, like, the dwarves don't actually have to move. They can just stay put because
they're winning.
Yeah. Attacker down push, that is not good enough, unfortunately. It's going to be interesting to see if the penny Black Orcs decides to follow up. And yes, so basically going for the I hope you roll more quad skulls strat, which, to be honest, is probably one of the best strats currently available for the orcs.
It's a bold move and a risky strat, but when it works,
it works. Okay, I expected the Black Orc to run into the LOS because now the troll's really stupid. But maybe the orcs, and that's a both down, attacker down, and that is the lineman without block, or line orc rather. But I would say towards the Dwarf's favor that this isn't really what I would consider a boring Dwarf game. This is just them wrecking the orcs. It's been a while since I saw a game where one team is so much better at breaking the same armor value. Because they basically have the same armor value, both of the teams, but the orcs... Nope. Oh, here we go. So a push both down. And that's Defender Stumble's push. Oh. Are they doing it? Are they surfing this Black Orc? Is that what's happening? That is what's happening.
Like, 2 of the guys that are out have got less than armor value 9. You've got an 8 and a 7, but 3... Actually, no, with one of the blisters got lower armor. Okay, so 3 have got lower, and then 2 have got the same. Meanwhile, in Dwarf Town, one dude was KO'd once.
And that's Penny getting KO'd as well.
Well, that's getting surfed. That one's alright.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get hurt when you get surfed.
But that actually... that leaves a tiny opening for Wallowitz, the Agility Fire Blitzer, to actually run and blitz the ball carrier. Because it's only 2 tackle zones to blitz now, to dodge into, which he can do pretty reliably. That's only a 3+ roll, if I remember correctly, which I do.
Which you do. Well, at least this isn't going to be a long overtime game.
No. And that's attacker down. The orcs dub skull, the first thing they do, reroll it into a push.
And now you've got no reroll this turn for the Volovitz.
Yeah. Ah, this is... I don't want to say that the orcs are getting diced, but they are having very unfriendly dice at the moment.
Their armor rolls are very one-sided.
Yes. Okay, and I'm not sure. This dude shouldn't be here. Because right now it's... Nope, actually, never mind. Here we go! Both down! Not good enough.
Perfect. No, it's fine. Brilliant. Beautiful.
Hashtag better than nothing.
Hashtag humble brab.
And block, block. Oh! Both down, attacker down. That's a pretty bad roll for the Dwarfs, all things considered.
Mm-hmm. See? It's all turning around.
And it does kind of probably mean that one of these Troll Slayers is going to have to blitz the Agility 5 Blitzer. Which in turn probably means he's going to get KO'd, because that's what happens against Dorfs, apparently.
No one likes dwarves.
Nope.
Look at them.
Short, stubby, slow.
Grotesque.
Lives underground. They're basically... I don't know, I can't think of anything that would be insulting to say towards a dwarf. Because you'd go, well, it's still better than being a dwarf.
Yeah, you're just like, well, everything about your existence is the worst. Nothing compares unfavorably to dwarves.
Look at them. Now they're just looking at the downed Agility 5 guy. Just like shaking their heads, going like, pitiful, pitiful.
It's okay. Soon that guy will make a break for it, and it'll be 2-0.
Here we go. Well, if the ball carrier moves forward, we might see a blitz from the troll. Wouldn't that be fun?
Ooh, 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 maybe.
But probably from the Agility 5 blitzer. Because this ain't shit. The lineman could have stood one square further down. It would have had the exact same result over here, the previous turn.
There needed to be a going for it somewhere.
Well, it would have been one less movement for the blitzer if he'd been one further down. So he didn't gain anything by having him stand where he's standing right now, number 16. He could have... Okay, unfortunately, that's a really fast Dwarf, and this, hang on, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, yeah, so he's gonna end up over here, which is not fast enough. The Troll, however, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, easy.
Easy.
2 dodges, 1 into a tackle zone, boom, 2 GFIs. Make it so.
Go on, surf this awful dwarf.
Do it. What are you waiting for?
Just bop him into the crowd, and then he'll die.
And we'll laugh.
And we'll cheer. And,
here we... Oh, don't... There we go. Go, 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 go. Oh.
Nearly.
Nearly.
I guess.
It was actually pretty close. He rolled a 5 and he needed a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him. Look at this.
Awful.
Look at this shitty thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so unfortunately there is currently no orc in range of this the shittiest of species. But you know. Okay, at this point, I would probably... No, I would still make dumb dodges because it's the only thing you can do.
Just try and make a big play.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, this turn, no big plays to be had. Oh, and that's the orcs just ending their turn, and the dwarves ending their turn back.
Their turn.
Which is, I feel, at this point, a totally fair play. And he did it again. He drank that ball. Gross.
Awful.
Very gross. Dwarves are hated because first of all, it's fun to hate dwarves. Secondly, because they are slow and like to score once per turn.
They do their one thing, and they do it really well, but they can't do anything else. And they're so good at their one thing that it's really difficult to stop them doing their thing.
And it's also really hard to knock them out or hurt them because they have such high armor value.
So the games involving dwarves tend to always be the same.
And then people that don't play dwarves tend to upplay the boringness of it to make sure that people don't play dwarves. Like I find like dwarf versus dwarf pretty fun. Because there's probably it might turn very much into a puzzle where you have to push people around. But they are also they're a very strong team very early, and they wreck a certain subset of teams, like most elf teams, Amazon teams.
Like they complete, like in a game where there's not really that many hard counters to things, they actually completely hard counter an entire team.
Yep.
Like like Amazons do not exist in a game with dwarves. They just don't work.
Which is part of the challenge of playing Amazons.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just got to deal with a team that just jumps on you.
Yeah, like Satinel says, in my defense, I only played dwarves because they're a team I've never played before, and that's why that was what was suggested for Brutal Bowl. But I still felt awful the entire time. Well, first of all, good on you for feeling awful. Secondly, you should play whatever team you want always.
Especially when one of your alternatives is dwarves.
Because no one's ever allowed to tell you don't play that. That's boring, because that's their problem, not yours. Then again, they can always say, okay, well, I'm not going to play then. Okay, so it seems to me that the Orcs are not looking to set up for a one-turn touchdown. And then to add insult to injury, the Dwarfs get perfect defense.
Why wouldn't they?
I don't think they're going to... Okay, they are going to move things around. That's... Well, to put a glorious end to an amazing game. And then it goes really deep too.
At least it could have been a riot.
Oh. And that's the end. Which means that the winner of the Brutal Bowl Season 1 final is Satinel and his shitty-ass Dwarf team.
Well, he's going home with the trophy. I don't know if I'd say he's the winner. I'd say everybody lost here today.
That's a fair point. See you later, YouTube.
Bye.